Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Greetings to all. Okay, I'm Dr. Adli. So basically, today I'd like to talk about the securities market and what is actually the securities market is all about. Because we need to know, okay, what will be the um, ingredients, okay, of these the security market. So at least we know whenever we want to set up our investment portfolio, then we will actually have the idea on how are we going to to select securities from the stock market and or maybe from the options, warrants, and so on. So basically, today I would like to explain a little bit about it, and we will actually spend about 30 minutes or maybe more. So I will, but I will try to make it very, very short because this is just like an introduction about what is the right, security market is all about. Okay, basically, as we know that the role of financial market, okay, the role of financial market is basically is helping the firms and the government. Okay, government can also be assist here to raise cash, okay, by selling claims against themselves. So basically, this provide a place where investors can act, okay, on their belief that this company or these GLCs, government-linked companies, can actually provide them returns on whatever investment that they make with the company. All right. Now, basically, the security market, the financial market, help us to allocate our cash because if we put our cash under pillow, right? So just like the old tradition, you just put your money under your pillow, right? It will not be productive, okay? Because you need to understand the idea of inflation, okay? The idea of $1, $1 today is not the same as $1 10 years ahead. So basically, if you realize that your values of money has decreased from time to time, right? So that is what we call some layman term or definition about inflation. So when we have this financial market, so we can actually try to reduce the effects of inflation and to protect our capital because we don't want our capital to erode due to inflation. And also, when you have this financial market, it will have lower the cost of exchange. Okay, lower the cost of exchange because you already have a very well established market. So the cost can be very cheap because the market is efficient. Okay, all right. So market can help us a lot in terms of we generating more income, protecting our capital from inflation, and so on. All right, now let's look at the market itself. Okay, stock market, for example. In the stock market, you can see that sometimes new securities. Okay, now let's look at the market first. Whenever a company want to issue the shares, all right, they call it a new listing or new IPO. Okay, initial public offering, whereby it is the first time, okay, that the company want to issue their shares to the public. They call it IPO. Okay, IPO. All right. Now, the initial public offering versus the one which has been traded in the market. So once you have been issued, then these shares can be traded in the stock market. So basically, it's already been owned by someone else. Then you buy it from that particular person. All right. So there is two category there. One is the initial public offering, which is the first time that the share is being offered, and then it is being traded in the stock market. But then this you can see that the stock can be changed and exchange from hand to hand, from one owner to another owner. Okay, when I say owner is that whenever you own a shares or stock from a company, you actually just like the owner of the company owning a proportion, okay, proportion of a small proportion of the company. All right. Um, all right. Okay. Now, the process of issuing the stocks, okay, the initial public offerings, okay, there are a lot of what we call it, things going on, okay, back there. But basically, you know that there are investment bank, there are underwriters, and so on. All right. So basically, the investment banking will advise on the client, okay, how much is the security, the features, the offer price, the timing of sale, and so on. And they offer actually underwriting services. Okay, the risk of selling to investors assumed from the issuer. All right. So basically, the investment banking normally they will also try to market the shares that they want to uh, list for their clients. Right. Okay. Now, another word that we like to actually know is the private placement, PP, private placement. Okay, private placement means new securities are sold directly to the investors. Okay, bypassing the open market. So this is what we call it, a private placement. So basically, it's not IPO. It's actually new securities being issued. Okay, being sold directly to the investors. Okay, they call it private placement. All right. Okay, if you see from the stock market, basically you can refer to private placement in the news. Okay, whereby the company are selling the shares directly to their new partners. Okay, and their amount is quite big. The number of shares that they bought, okay, is also big. All right. Okay, all right. Now, that is private placement, and then we have this secondary market. Okay, the secondary market is basically whereby the shares are being exchanged. Okay, from hand to hand, the sales and purchase of shares are being sold, are being done at the market. So, for example, Bursa Malaysia is whereby the trade is being done. Now let's look at Bursa Malaysia. Now I'm opening the Bursa Malaysia. All right. Okay. This is Bursa Malaysia website, which is you can go directly by going to www.bursamalaysia.com/market. You can see that there are a lot of information about the market. Okay, this is what we call the secondary market. Okay, you have securities, you have equities, bonds. Okay, and then you have the Malaysia rules, disclosure framework, education, and so on. Okay, this is about securities. Then you have also derivatives. All right, derivative is assets being derived by another assets. Okay, so these are derivatives. And then you have Islamic market. Now, if you are interested in learning or understanding about the Sharia compliant stock, okay, you might want to refer to my other videos regarding about the Sharia compliant stocks. Okay, and also there are also LFX, LEAP, and so on. So basically, this is Bursa Malaysia. Okay, if you want to, for example, to get information about the news, okay, of the company, then you can go to we call it uh, the news section. Okay, here is the IPO. So this is what I have mentioned just now, the initial public offering. For example, the latest listing is company called SL Information Berhad, and the stock code is 03008. Listing date is 21st May 2018. Market is LEAP market. LEAP, okay. LEAP market is actually a new we call it companies that want to be listed. They can go into the LEAP market. Okay, all right. Okay, so this is actually one of the IPOs. Okay, okay, if you want to go and view more, then you can go for view more. So this is company announcement, right? Okay, this is a company announcement. Okay, initial public offering in conjunction with listing of revenue group. So this is revenue group. Revenue group. Okay, initial public offering for MI equipment. Okay, SL information just now that we mentioned to the market. Okay, TRI mode system. IPO. Okay, Polymer Link Holding Berhad, and there are so many IPOs there. All right, so these are all IPOs. Then if you want to go for announcement, for example, just now we talked about um, forgotten about it. We talk about private placement, right? Private placement. Probably you need to go and see here private placement. No, it's not mentioned here. Okay. Okay, I'm not really sure. Let's see from here. Okay, this is example that you can look at. Not really can't find it here, but basically you can see that probably will be okay. Okay, this is dividend proposal of special issue. Okay, this is proposed. This is exercise number of warrant. This is also warrant. Relation to adoption of institution. Okay. Okay, there is a conditional mandatory takeover. Statement of shareholders in relation. Okay. One is issue. Just try to find. Nope, not here. So basically, but if you can find one, then you can see that private placement is also being done. All right. If I'm not mistaken, there are okay. All right. So in the secondary market is the market where the investors trade previously issued securities, and then they will also have this bidding, selling and asking price. Okay, in the we call it in the Bursa stock exchange. And then brokers represent investors for a fee. Okay, brokers, they make money when they represent the investors, and others trade for their own account. Basically, that's how the market is being done. Now this is an example, which is Hon Leong. Okay, this is Hon Leong, one of the broker. Okay, and also I also have what you call it, other brokers that I also have. You can actually open many accounts in many brokerage firm, depending on whether you want to have the account uh, in many accounts in that you can monitor. But different platforms provided by the brokers have different. Sometimes there are this broker might be good. Sometimes this broker platform is better than the other one. So this is the top most active counter for today on the 12th of June 2018. You can see that these are the top counters that is being traded. Okay, basically you can also look at the top gainers. Okay, these are the top gainers counters, the top gainers by percentage. Okay, these are the top gainers by percentage. And also you can look at the top losers here. If you look at the top losers, there will be definitely a red ocean here. So these are the red ocean. Alright, so you can see that many of these are from the Kuala Lumpur Composite Index companies. So that's why you can see that KLCI is in the red, okay, on the negative area regions. Alright, and then you can also look at the top losers in terms of percentage. Alright, you can see that the percentage here is quite high. It's about 66%. Okay, in terms of losses. So for example, Genting C46, this is actually considered as warrant issued by the bankers. Okay, not issued by the company. Okay, if you have, for example, Tenaga C43, it's actually warrant issued by banks. Okay, by the bankers. But if you use Tenaga-W, then it is actually being issued by the company. All right. Now this is example of I call it platform. Okay, offered by brokers. All right. Now the stock exchange. Okay, the stock exchange. Basically, if you look at the Kuala Lumpur Stock Exchange, this is Kuala Lumpur Stock Exchange, comprises of 30 companies. Okay, 30 companies. For example, this is more. We have in the stock exchange Kuala Lumpur Bursa Malaysia. We have over about 1,200, not to be exact, but about around that. Okay, so basically the KLCI index are actually represented by 30 mostly we call it regarded as big, okay, companies in the Kuala Lumpur Bursa Malaysia. So it is something that you might want to understand, that we have different market, okay, in the world. Okay, Kuala Lumpur Composite Index KLCI representing Malaysia. Okay, New York Stock Exchange, okay, representing the what you call it, the US. Okay, the Dow Jones Industrial Index is actually representing also the United States of America. Nasdaq, for example, representing technology companies in the US. Okay, we also have technology companies in Malaysia, but we are looking at the industry, okay, as a whole, right? Industry. Now, if we look at Bursa Malaysia just now, okay, you will notice that we will have FBM, KLCI, Okay, FKLI for derivatives and so on. This is for futures. Okay, futures Kuala Lumpur index, and then this is FBME emas. Okay, FBM emas. Okay, FBM T100, FBM Sharia, all right, F4GBM, and so on. All right. Okay, so these are all representing index. Okay, these index are being represented by companies. All right. So example, FBM KLCI represented by 30 companies. Okay, you can see that it's actually going down here. Okay, 1769.22. Okay, from the highest of 1776. Okay. Okay, now um, okay, I wanted to show to you about this um, other indices, okay, in other countries. Probably you need to know about it. Okay, now this is investing.com. Okay, www.investing.com, so which is a very good site that I always refer to whenever I want to get information about the world news, okay, the world economic news, and also the what call it, the information about the indices and data on financial matters. All right, so basically if you look at the market, for example, if you want to go for indices, okay, you can go for the indices. All right, okay, so if you look at the indices, okay, you have the American index. Okay, this is the three American indices that have been given here. S&P 500, which represented by 500 companies. Dow Jones 30 is actually represented by 30 blue chips, okay, companies in the US, and also Nasdaq 100, about 100 companies, technology companies in the US. All right, okay, and then you have the European side. You have DAX, okay, DAX. This is for Germany. Okay, FTSE 100. This is for London. Euro Stock 50. Okay, Hang Seng. This is for Hong Kong or Taiwan. Sorry. Okay. S&P SX Nifty 50 and also on. Okay. Then you have index futures. This is index. Then you have futures, which is futures is actually being represented by the index itself, but is looking at the future dates. Okay, so this will be the futures for S&P 500, Dow 30, Nasdaq, DAX, and also Nikkei. Nikkei is for Japan. All right, so basically this will be represented for let's say this is real time. Okay, this is real time safety. This is for September 18. Okay, September 18. So this is S&P 500 September 18. All right, now and then we have a bond market. Okay, if you look at the bond market, okay, for example in Bursa Malaysia, okay, we have the bond market. Okay, this is the bond market for Malaysia, right? So the bond market in Malaysia, okay, you can go to the bondinfo.bnm.gov.my. Okay, So basically, these are the bonds that have been issued by our government and also by companies in Malaysia. All right. So this is the Bank Negara Security List. Okay, you can, for example, look at this, or maybe you want to look at MRCB, Southern Link, Berhad. Okay, uh, Premium Commerce, Berhad, and so on. But let's look at this. All right, still waiting for it. Okay, this okay of the oh my god, one flash. I think I need to go back and do it one more time. Is there anything? No information there. But okay, let's look at whether we can look at other information. Let's say this one. Still not opening. Okay, probably I need to update my Java. So probably, but you can always look at the information here. You can always look at the market activities for bond. Okay, market today, for example, daily securities volume. Right. This is Malaysia Government Securities. Okay, this is GII Government Investment, Islamic Investment. Okay, sale and purchase. This is the million. This is the repo repurchase as a sell and buyback agreement, SBBA. All right. This is SBL. Okay, sale, buy, and lease. Right, and then this is total in ringgit Malaysia. Right. So this is the daily securities volume. All right, and so on. We have the primary market, we have the secondary market, okay, and many more. So these are in term of the bond, okay, of the Bursa Malaysia. But you can always also check on the international bond. Okay, you can go for investing.com again, but this time you go to the market and then you go for bonds. Okay, this is bonds. You can see that this is the world government bonds. Okay, right. So this is the world government bond. You can see that this is example of countries: Australia, Austria, Bahrain, Bangladesh, Belgium, Botswana, Brazil. And if you want to find Malaysia also, you can go scroll down and then try to go and see if Malaysia is actually okay. This is Malaysia. We have Malaysia, right? Okay, you can see that there is whether there is any change or not in the return here. So Malaysia 30 years, okay, from Malaysia 3 weeks, okay, this is 3 months, 7 months, 1 year, 3 years, and so on. Okay, all right. You want to see Argentina? Then this is Argentina, because Argentina right now is actually facing some problems because they have to bail out from the IMF fund to assist them in the economy. All right, this is for the bond market. Okay, all right. Now I think just one more thing in the Bursa Malaysia. Okay, whenever you quote, normally you quote in terms of lots. Okay, last time when we use one lot is in Bursa is equivalent to 1,000 units, but Bursa has actually reduced the number of units in a lot to 100 units per lot. So basically, if you want to buy you have to buy at least minimum one lot, so which is equivalent to 100 units. So for example, okay, for example, if you want to buy this is Sapura Energy, okay, if you are using the Hong Leong Investment Bank, okay, you can actually see that if you buy here, okay, so this is actually, you just put one lot, okay, you will be multiplied by 100 shares. So you have to click at the price and then the account that you need to buy, right? So that's how you want to very simple way to how to buy stocks from this we call it stock exchange. But firstly you need to register your CDS, and also you have to register with your broker. So with that, this is we call it some information on the lectures about the securities, the market. Okay, so after this we will actually be touching on the portfolio investment, right? So we will talk about the four major, what we call it, components of the portfolio investment. With that, thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Please like my video and subscribe to my video, and we'll see you in the future.